Make some noise for Marcus Lindsay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Airtight Boxing. I'm Jordan Kurtz, joined here alongside George the Buzzsaw Martinez from the Eclipse Event Center here in Denver, Colorado. We've got 11 bouts on the schedule for you here tonight.
Not working.
We thank you all so much for rocking along with us here, making his way out to the ring for our very first bout of the evening. This is a heavyweight elimination bout. You have Marcus Lindsay. Marcus Lindsay makes his way to the red corner representing DCO MMA. This bout tonight is scheduled for 3 rounds at 2 minutes apiece. Marcus Lindsay accompanied out to the ring by Stephen Paparocki as well as Milton Roki. Marcus, one of 2 Lindsay brothers who will be competing on the card tonight. His brother Zach Lindsay will be taking on Joachim Dever later on in the evening. And then they just happen to have a third brother out there who's pretty famous in his own respect.
Yeah.
This is one of the brothers of Philip Lindsay, formerly of the Denver Broncos, as well as the Colorado Buffaloes, and now currently a sports analyst and reporter for 104.3 The Fan.
Yeah, all very, very athletic. So this first bout, great way to start the show. Can't blink. This could be fast.
He's taking on Kyle Romero. Kyle Romero coming out to the blue corner here tonight. Again, this is a heavyweight bout, so I expect to see some heavy blows being thrown early on. Marcus Lindsay, one thing that we know about him from our experience with him in the MMA world is that he's a bull. He's angry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is the definition of a train moving forward.
Shout out to the big man here with Airtight Boxing and Steve Mestis. Referee Tim Mills, the third man in there so far.
All right.
Both guys with a look of composure as we get this first round underway.
Yeah, this can either be over in the first or go all 3 rounds. We don't know. Heavyweights are so hard to predict. But all we do know is it takes one.
Absolutely. A couple of jabs started off by Romero and a big flurry of returns going low then high from Marcus Lindsay.
Marcus controlling the center of the ring. Oh,
Marcus Lindsay rocks him right away. Right hook.
still owning the center of the ring. Doing a good job with distance.
Working a little bit of a long guard now, starting to build in some feints.
Oh, yeah. Good cross by Marcus. Like to see a little bit more body work. They're head hunting, which is working, but we could set that up with the body.
Yeah, and his hook's a little bit wide right now, but Romero is exiting these exchanges with his chin high, so that's certainly problematic.
Dropping that right hand a lot.
working a little bit more of an open stance matchup now with the southpaw coming from Romero to the orthodox from Lindsay.
Yeah, Romero drops his hands on his way back, and that's where he's getting caught the most, is going backwards. He's dropping his hands.
Going straight back as well. A couple of big hooks from the right side coming from Marcus Lindsay. Romero looking for the looking for the left hand.
Now we see Romero owning the center of the ring.
Short time in the first round. And that wraps it up for the first frame here of the first bout at Airtight Boxing. Strong round for Marcus Lindsay. If you're in the blue corner and you're for Kyle Romero, George, I think it's just you've got to settle in a little bit.
Yeah.
He was, I don't want to say afraid to get hit.
No.
But he was nervous once the contact was coming directly at him by the way that he was exiting the exchanges chin high and just pulling up and off.
Yeah, he would lose composure as soon as he got blitzed in. And then it just kind of progressed throughout the fight where he started dropping his hands. He started off strong, everything was good, and then once he started getting tagged up, he started losing those fundamentals, as simple as keeping your hands up. I think this round he has to be a lot more composed. He has to own that center, but more importantly, keep those hands up.
A little bit of bruising on the right eye on the left eye, I should say, for Romero.
Yeah, it looks like a little popped eye vessel.
Bull rush to start the round for Marcus Lindsay.
And now we hear Steve actually calling for that body, which is, I think, great advice. Head hunting's great, but you hurt him to the body and you don't see that headshot coming. Well,
especially when you have someone who is leaning on their exit, the body is 100% there.
They're leaning, they're giving you extra power by them coming into that punch.
Which will, in turn, eventually open the head back up.
Yeah. I think Marcus is crowding himself a little bit.
Yeah, definitely crashing on the power shots, but something that's certainly not uncommon to see from guys who are early on in their amateur run.
Hey.
Some jabs popping as range finders from Romero here.
Romero with his mouth open too, showing he's getting tired in there.
Right hand caught the attention of Romero. Lindsay's corner calling for him to sprint for the finish. A couple of big hooks being thrown from Lindsay. Those hooks are being thrown from the hip. Lindsay's tired, though, too.
Yeah, he is.
Just going to wait out the end of the round here. A little bit of frustration from his cornerman and Stephen Paprocki there that he didn't put the foot on the gas, but I think also something that Lindsay understands what his fatigue level was.
Yeah. Yeah, and going into the third round, you don't want to do anything that cost you the fight. He had two really good first and second round, and he's just trying to stay composed now. I think he still has potential to get the finish here, but I do like the advice of them telling him to go to the body. I think if he can connect to the body and bring it right back up top, he can find success there.
Certainly the potential for the finish, but I think that a big learning point from this is not rushing it, though, also at the same time. It's figuring out, how do you stay a sniper? How do you pick? How do you set up your shots versus just being a bull and blitzing and maybe you find a volume TKO wheel? How do you set up a true finish, if that makes sense?
Yeah, And again, we're here, these amateurs with a few bouts under their belt. It's experience at this point. All they can take from this is learn, win or lose, you know?
Stance switch from Romero. Right overhand from Lindsay lands.
Now we're going to the body now. Oh, and just as we called it, to the body, to the head.
And we see
Got
the towel
first
thrown in.
knockdown. Down.
It is all over. Third round TKO for Marcus Lindsay.
Ironic enough, though, as we said, if you touch the body, he would connect up top, and that's exactly what he did in that round, and also finished the fight.
Yeah, and I think that that's probably a commendable throw of the towel there from the cornerman and Stu
Yeah.
Messis there. I don't know that it was going to get any better in those
Right.
last 90 seconds, whatever was left of that third round. It was more or less just going to keep on taking some damage if he was able to get back up. But I think that cornerman also recognized that wasn't just necessarily, that wasn't a damaging blow knockdown. That was a shot that hurt and caught his attention, right?
Yeah.
But it was also largely, that was a fatigue knockdown.
Yes.
The stumbling over the feet and just the body language from it.
Correct.
To me, that shows more of I have nothing left in the tank from a conditioning standpoint, as opposed to, well, I was completely just discombobulated in between the ears. But because you have nothing left in the tank from your conditioning, then that means that you are only going to get your brain more rattled.
Exactly. And again, coming in here as an amateur, like the coaches want you to keep going and
Fight
keep
another day.
training. Exactly. So I think that was the right call from his coach. I know a lot of the fighters always want to go out on the shield, but I think the coach definitely did the right thing by throwing in the towel there and not having his fighter take any more damage. And there was a few times where the ropes actually saved him from getting the knockdown as well.
Correct.
So yeah, I agree with you. That last knockdown was definitely just I'm tired and coach don't want to see your fighter get any more beat up than what he was.
Certainly.
Hey, this is gonna be on you, Cyrus.